Hello everybody, this is Kyrix with another edition of This Week in Kyrix. Today is Wednesday, March 9th of 2016. And I'm actually recording this on the day, during the day. Well, night in this case. It's 9:47 p.m. here. It's been a bit of a week. Oh, poor kitty. Not that. Poor Winkles. It's kind of funny because Winkles was actually feeling kind of sick earlier today. She horked on the back of the couch. Well, she tried to hork on the back of the couch. Half of it went over the back of the couch, and I had to clean that up too. But it has been a week. It's been a lot of ups and downs. Let's start with the downs. Monday. God, that sounds kind of wrong. Let's start with the downs. Sounds like something our HeroClix judge would say. But starting with the downsides, as of Tuesday, I, for the first time in my life, officially live by myself, with no other humans. Now, I have had the house to myself several times, when Mom was in the hospital or the nursing home, and all of the other family who'd been living with us had been kicked out for one reason or another. That's not the same thing. Likewise, I had a day or two where when I moved in here, John and my niece weren't in here yet. That doesn't count either, because they lived here, they just weren't here. Those are different things, you know? And, no. This is a real, full-on case of me living alone. And that is a thing because Monday was the day we were supposed to take my mom to the airport, only to find out that it was in Tampa, which I didn't know. It didn't really matter for that, but what did matter is the fact that earlier that day, on the Howard Franklin Bridge, which connects us to Tampa, there'd been like an 11-car pileup. And, delays were expected as long as an hour. Which means exactly what you think it does. Well, there's always the Courtney Campbell Bridge, which also had an accident with delays of up to 10 minutes or more. Well, the problem is, what they don't tell you about that is because everyone who was going to be on the Howard Franklin was now on the Courtney Campbell Bridge, the delays were a little more extreme. So yeah, that sucked all of the dick. Yeah. Well, trying to see where the dirty surroundings are. Is it here, perhaps? No. Everything's clean. Can't still be pissed about the bathroom, can he? Anyway, so we got there about 10 minutes late. Unfortunately, the planes were all on time. So that was a wash. The whole trip was effectively a practice run. It was for nothing. I was sleep deprived beyond reason, and Mom had to give up her cat, who, like the day before, had been given to her friend, her cat Honey, who you've probably heard me talk about, an orange tabby. Well, at the local Circle K, they had these little plush toys called fur balls, one of which was an orange tabby cat that looked just like Honey. And I bought it for her the day that the cat left. Matter of fact, what happened was her friend's grandsons, or maybe they were sons, I think they were her grandson and his friend came to help move a bunch of furniture that she was given to her friend. And I offered to get them each a soda. And when I took them up to Circle K to get that soda, I noticed, hey, the furball's back. I'm going to buy this for Mom. Well, Furball was not packed. Furball Honey was not packed away like she should have been. So she was loose, and when we parked the car, we left my uncle and my mom at the smoking section so they could have a cigarette, and my aunt and I went to park. I happened to notice it in the front seat, and I snatched it up and decided, you know what, let's be silly, and put the Furball on top of the car and snapped a picture and basically started the adventures of Furball Honey. Where for the rest of the day, why am I playing a video game? I'm supposed to be practicing riding. Oh, okay. Where the video game noise is coming from? TV's not on. Anyway, I basically filmed the adventures of Furball Honey, and like, oh, Furball Honey's in the parking garage waiting to see Mom. Oh, Furball Honey's sitting in the lobby. We missed our flight, etc. And I got one last one in the day she left, which was Tuesday. And I am almost going to miss that little Furball as much as I miss Mom and the actual cat the Furball was based on. But it was a cute little thing I did. But yeah, Tuesday, we went back up, everything went off without a hitch, and Mama left the state. She got there later that night in her new home state of Virginia. I talked to her, and then I talked to her again this morning, and everything's going good, which is great, but I'm actually not living with Mom anymore, and she's not living with me anymore. And that's a little sobering. Now, this isn't going to be a thing that's going to last very long. By the 16th, I will be out of here, because the 16th is when my power bill is officially due. And if they do what they did last month, they'll cut it off that day if it's not paid. And that's probably what's going to happen. So this is probably the last This Week in Kyrix that'll be from this place. Or maybe it won't. Maybe next week will be, because I might record it early. Don't know. I might not be here that day. Because that's entirely possible as well. Because sometimes, I mean, I'm assuming that I'm going to hang on until the very last day. I could be out of here by Saturday, for all I know. But I should definitely be out of here by Wednesday, because reasons. Now, let's talk some good news. What did Kyrix get up to that was good this week? Well, I did get into an argument with our HeroClix judge over what the phrase, I don't want to go to play HeroClix, but I will gladly go and play DBZ means, especially when he follows it with, oh, that's awesome, I'll bring my cards and we'll play. How that becomes, oh, he said he's not going, which is what he told Skinner. And I'm like, where did you get that from? Not only did I not say that, I actually said exactly the opposite of that, which is, yeah, I totally want to go. I just don't want to play clicks. Those are so far apart from each other on the spectrum that it's just ridiculous. You know? But somehow that's the message he got. I don't know why. So we didn't do clicks. Now, admittedly, Skinner had to move that day and there were some other complications, but it's still really stupid, especially since he didn't tell us. He claimed he sent out a mass text, but I never got it, and Anubis never got it. So, where'd the text go? To be fair, phones do eat texts, but still, it's completely like him. It's completely in character for him to not send a text and then claim he did. You know? However, it's also completely in character for it to have eaten the text. So I don't know. But yeah, we had Ravenloft! Yay! We had an all-day Ravenloft thing Saturday. I showed up at noon, played 3 games. Decided to skip Sunday. Could have gone to Sunday, didn't want to go to Sunday. I'd been sleep-deprived as all fuck. I'd been out of the house that week. And I wanted to actually spend a day with my mom the day before she left. Well, not so much spend it with her, but spend it in the same fucking house with her, which I did. We even had a KFC buffet that day. It was awesome. Great day. But, at Ravenloft, oh boy, that's what this whole special is going to be about, is me talk about what happened in Ravenloft. To get something quick out of the way, I bought 3 DBZ decks, which filled out a bunch of shit I needed. I got my Android 18 Black deck from Evolution. I got my Blue Goku Tag Team deck that I needed so badly. I've actually been experimenting with him, and it's kind of weird. I also got an old Premier deck of Goku with the Saiyan and Orange Masteries, which are doubles for me, but it gave me a lot of the Deck 1 cards, which I needed. But anyway, Ravenloft. Okay. First game. Friend of mine, he's known for being kind of wacky in some of his games, but these were all repurposed modules, pretty much, from 2nd edition. I play this fighter. Now, I had nothing planned for this game because I didn't know who was running it or what was being run, etc. So this is just something I literally whipped up on the spot. Fighter, criminal background, so he's basically not quite a rogue, but he has that mindset. And I rolled up the personality, and it's fun shit, like, oh, as soon as I see something, I want to steal it, etc. Well, we get this thing. Also, this is very important. Chaotic good, 8 intelligence. That's the lowest intelligence you can start with, without the DM giving you something with penalties, because to my knowledge, nothing starts with penalties. But anyway, 8 intelligence. So I'm dumb. We all get this letter from this noble in separate spots. He's inviting us, oh, do this, come over here, it's a big feast. Bring bags to cart away gifts. That's in the letter. However, due to the font, and he had to read it a couple times and look confused, and he's like, bring hags. That's what it looks like. I looked over there, I'm like, sure enough, looks like hags. So I'm like, you know what, my character's an idiot. He's going to bring some hags with which to cart away gifts. Well, once I mentioned the Baron who was inviting us, no hags wanted to go, so I had to hire a prostitute. But so we show up, our merry band of a halfling cleric, I think an elven monk, something else, I want to say another fighter, probably a human, and me with my prostitute. My prostitute who's solely there to carry my gifts home, by the way. And we get in there, and the guy gives us this great feast. I'm like, ooh, feast. Ooh, you've got lots of rich surroundings. And he brings us into one room, you know, and says, oh, by the way, you're going to stay here with me forever. Help yourself to whatever you want. I hear that and immediately start pulling stuff off the walls. And the guy's like a bard, so he wants our story and all that. And I'm stuck here forever. I mean, what's he going to do? Not let me out? So I'm like, oh, well, here's this job I did. Oh, I botched this. Oh, this was awesome. I got so much crap, etc. You know? And I'm just merrily stealing everything. And they're like, dude, what are you going to spend it on? I'm like, why would I spend it at all? Hold on a second here. I apparently need to answer my phone. And he's like, well, what happens when you've stolen everything? I'm like, then he hides it again and I get to steal it again. I haven't written 3 books, so I can't do that. At least I don't think I've written 3 books. I could have. It's entirely possible. Anyway. So yeah, I'm completely fine with this whole arrangement of, oh, you get to live in this mansion where everything is yours. I mean, why wouldn't I be, right? Anyway. One guy opens the window and, oh, there's this formless void out there, and he shuts the window. Now, keep in mind, when I play a chaotic character who's also stupid, or just chaotic in general, or often evil in general, I will tell the DM, just at random, give me a will save. Meaning, set a DC that I'm going to roll, and if I beat this number, I won't do whatever stupid fucking thing is in my head at the moment. And, he gave me a number, and I failed it, so I'm like, what happened was, the monk had gone near the window, and then he shut it. Then the halfling went near the door and opened it, and again, shapeless void. I'm like, I'm going to toss the halfling out the door. Into the void. To be fair, what I thought was going to happen is either A, reality would warp around the door, and he'd be like bent in half and forced back in, or I'd throw him in the void, and he'd just teleport back out. What actually happened is he fell forever. So, before any combat, before anything, the first thing me and the other fighter did was chuck the fucking halfling out the door to his death. And not death by falling, or not death by hitting the ground, death by falling until he starved to death or dehydrated. And here's the best part. He was our healer. So, I start going over to this guy's harp, start playing the harp. I get frustrated because I suck at it, so I hit it with my flail, which sets the guy off. Now, I'm a fighter who, I'm not that bright, I'm a reasonably good guy, and I hang out with thieves. So, naturally, brawls happen. To me, that's just a friendly wrestling match, you know? So, good-naturedly, I get in on the act. You know, he manages to charm... Oh, that's right, the other fighter was an Eldritch Knight. That's going to be important in a couple minutes. he had the sleep spell. Well, he charmed the guy. The guy cast a sleep spell, put the hooker out cold, put the monk out cold, put the baron out cold, and because the hooker was there, it had used up just enough hit points that the sleep spell didn't tag him too. So me and the fighter are up. Fighter's charm is broken now. And of course, I'm rolling dice for chaotic shit. My first thought is, okay, you know, I had a lot of nieces, and I grew up with them, you know, so I went to a lot of slumber parties. It just boggled my mind to find out later in life that guys don't know what goes on at a slumber party. Well, I'm going to tell you. When you're at a slumber party and you're a guy, doesn't matter if you're a little brother or a cousin or an uncle or their dad or their mom's boyfriend or whatever, if you're a guy and you're at the slumber party and you fall asleep before they do, you will wake up with painted nails. To this day, I am the last person to fall asleep whenever me and my friends hang out for the night because of this. And my niece's like, oh, remember when we got you? I'm like, you never got me. He's like, yeah, we did. I'm like, no. I never got. I never fell asleep before the girls did in one of those situations and woke up with painted nails. But, yeah, I basically knocked everybody out. They managed to get back up for whatever reason. We killed the Baron, me and the fighter. Or that's what happened. The Baron didn't go down, but he did go down, but we, like, coup de grace him. He got back up. We killed him. So, then, of course, the fighter goes over to take a short rest in the corner or a long rest, whatever. And he fucking wakes up and everybody's nails are painted. Except mine. Because goofy shit happens. That was a fun one. Second one. I was supposed to play in this one girl's campaign. I'm not going to say her name because privacy reasons. I don't have her permission to say it. But I didn't realize there was a sign-up sheet, and her game was full, so I had to go back with the same guy I did in the first round. So I had to scrap my level 10 wizard and play a level 5 Dragonborn Paladin. And we find this little girl being attacked by these trees that are, you know, eating this other guy. We rescue her, you know, we fight off a couple more trees, we set up camp for the night, we go to sleep, and we each have dreams. Well, everyone's like, oh, I had a dream where I was flying. Oh, I had a dream where this little girl was the most good and righteous thing around. I didn't dream, etc., you know. Well, because I was lawful good, and it specifically says, and the person closest alignment to lawful good gets the truth. I got the true dream, which was that this girl was fucking evil incarnate, and she knows that I know. So I wake up, and there are rules. For example, if a paladin finds us out and decides to kill her. And I'm not a stupid paladin. I mean, I'll play a lot of stupid things, but I don't play paladins as fucking idiots. I'm lawful good. I wake up with the knowledge that this little girl is the most evil thing to ever live. And my response is to fucking cast Zone of Truth. Call everyone together, cast Zone of Truth, and interrogate the shit out of her to find out if she's evil. Now, she basically gives all the right answers. You know, she responds. How Zone of Truth works in 5th edition, I can tell if you make your saving throw, and if you fail your saving throw, you can't lie. So if you make it, you can lie to me. And everyone except one of us failed that save voluntarily. The little girl, I think she just failed, but I would know if she didn't. And I interrogated her, and... Oh, you better be scratching the proper thing. What are you scratching? What are you scratching? Oh my god, you little shits. Scold the shit out of you for scratching. Quit scratching! But anyway, I get all the right answers, but I'm not willing to accept the fact that... I'm neither willing to accept that at face value, the fact that, oh, this little girl is being attacked by so many things, like wolves included. Thanks for that, Willow. Like wolves and trees and shit that's normally not evil are just after the shit out of this girl. I'm not completely willing to write off the fact that she's not evil incarnate. However, I am also not willing to just condemn her to death over a fucking dream. You know? Because when you think about it, that's really all I have to go on. It's the fact that, hey, I had this dream where you're an evil bitch who wants us all dead. No, that doesn't fucking work. You know, I'm a paladin. I am not a good guy. I am the good guy. If you can't count on me to fucking do the right thing, what can you count on, you know? And as it turned out, which we found out later, the girl had a ring of mind shielding that protected her from my spell. She was evil, and we killed the shit out of her. The funny thing, however, is that her only way of affecting the party was to make skin contact with us. Well, myself and another character, I was in full plate, he was in half plate. Most of us had some seriously heavy armor on, and the rest of us were pretty formidable in our own right. And it basically said that her plan was to wait till the most amount of people possible were asleep, and then just kind of maybe cast a sleep spell to put the others asleep, and just kind of casually cuddle up to someone and you know, paralyze them and choke them to death kind of thing, with her skinned contact attack. Well, the problem was, the first watch was me and this elf. Well, she ain't about to cuddle up to me. She fucking knows that I wouldn't allow that to happen. And it would be so out of character for her, because I'm a fucking 8.5 foot tall dragon creature that has flat out said I think she's evil. There's no way she's snuggling up to that. But she makes her mistake when she casts sleep. It puts the elf to sleep. Not me, because I have more hit points. Because I think she was like a wizard or something. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure she was a wizard. Well, anyone familiar with D&D knows that elves and half-elves cannot be put to sleep through magical means. And they don't sleep. They go into a kind of a trance. The fact that I'm sitting here with this half-elf who just passed the fuck out, well, to say that set off a warning flag is kind of an understatement. My response was to promptly kick her in the ribs, draw my weapon, and whoop all of the ass that ever existed. You know? And was like, why are you kicking her in the ribs? You could just shake her. I'm like, shaking might not wake her up in time, and it would leave me vulnerable. Whereas if I kick her, that's something I can do, and I'll still be ready to fight. If she doesn't wake up, oh well, I've lost nothing, you know? So, turned out that was the thing that saved us, because it turned out I wasn't capable of fighting what came up by myself. And, yeah. But, long story short, we won. There was a doll golem that bit me and made me laugh myself to death, but the cleric on hand had a revivify spell that got me up immediately, because they had like a minute to raise me from the dead. That was fun. Then the last round, oh my god, I got to play my sociopath, my neutral evil thief girl. And she is not a friendly girl at all. We were in this stupid town that had a laughing law. Basically, you had to start and end all legal transactions with ha ha ha, which most of us, only like 2 or 3 of us, were actually willing to stoop to that point to do that. And I got some ferocious zingers in when we were brought in to be executed. There was, I want to point out, I didn't cause most of the problems. I will accept this opportunity. I didn't cause most of the problems. Yes, I did intimidate the shopkeeper, but I didn't piss off the guards and get us arrested. I may have drawn the attention of the guards, but I'm not the one that pissed them off. But anyway, this jester comes in, and he tells these jokes and basically casts a version of Tasha's hideous laughter to force everyone in the room to laugh. And it was really kind of pathetic. And I got so many brutal zingers off on this guy that just pissed him off, and I basically... One of my personal favorites was, I find it kind of sad that the biggest joke the biggest joke I've ever seen can't make any of us laugh without magic. And every time I did one of those, the whole group's like, oh. But he's like, okay, here's the deal. We have a riddle. If you solve this riddle, you can go free. We also are going to bring out your greatest foe, and if you can beat it, you're free. Well, we were doing both simultaneously. The riddle didn't pan out, really, but the fighting did. We each had a whole bunch of magical items. I had a potion of heroism and a potion of stone giant strength, and another guy had a potion of storm giant strength. I gave the stone giant, or the hill giant, rather, to the paladin, and the storm giant went to the fighter because she had this really good sword against unarmored foes that did more than what the paladin had. And basically, she and I almost single-handedly took this dragon down because we would flank with each other. We'd get advantage, so we'd have double the chance to hit each time. And she had like a plus 18 to her rolls anyway. She wasn't missing this thing. And I was getting sneak attack every turn. Not every attack, but every turn. And between us, I actually got the killing blow, but between us, we kicked this thing's ass. What ass did we kick? That of an ancient red dragon. Oh yeah. We floored this little bastard. It was fun. I had a great time at Ravenloft. I really kind of wish I could have made it to Sunday. The problem was Sunday had an 8 o'clock game only, which meant that I would be leaving at midnight. And I'm tired of coming home at fucking 10, 11, 12 in the morning or at night. I'm tired of that shit. I mean, yeah, because for one thing, I'm late feeding the cats. I actually fed them early today, which was fantastic. But I hate the fact that these poor cats have to sit here for an hour and a half, 2 hours, waiting for me to walk my derpy ass home and feed them. Because it's not like before when John was here, when I called and say, oh, dude, I'm going to be late. Feed the girls, please. Mom can't feed them. That night, actually, my aunt fed them at 6 because I didn't think I'd be home until midnight. Is she seriously eating in my house? Okay. You know what? I'm going to stop it here, just so that I can forget that this maid is eating at my table, and be shocked as fuck when this comes back next week. See you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.